Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Platt, and for the last 22 years, I've had the honor of being the music director of the Maverick concerts down the mountain, if you will, from Hunter and Tannersville in the famous community of Woodstock, New York. It's actually the oldest summer chamber music festival in America. That said, ever since I became director of the Maverick in 2003, I have been among the greatest fans of Robert Mano, Maestro Robert Mano, and the lovely Magdalena Golszewski. I think one of the most beautiful musical couples you could ever meet in this crazy music business of ours. I've always been a big fan of the beautiful concerts that Robert and Magdalena have created up in Windham, first as of course, the Windham Chamber Music Festival, and more recently under the auspices of the Catskill Mountain Foundation. It was therefore such a great honor, an indescribable honor, really, when out of the blue, about a year and a half ago, Robert and Magdalena came to me and said that they had decided that they thought I should succeed Robert to the podium of the Windham Festival Chamber Orchestra. This is such a great honor. I am so honored to succeed Robert in this regard. And I want to do everything I can to continue to foster the traditions that he and Magdalena established. It's in that feeling that I have news to share with you that I'll be making my debut as conductor of the Windham Festival Chamber Orchestra this Thanksgiving Day weekend, Saturday, November 29th at 7 p.m. at your beautiful Orpheum Performing Arts Center, right in the heart of Tannersville. It's going to be a concert that I think I can truly say will carry on the traditions that Robert and Magdalena have established in the Catskills. We're going to begin with two little gems from the sacred choral repertoire in memory of the gentleman whose family is literally making this concert possible, the late Dr. John Farber. We're going to be beginning with Mozart's serene Ave Verum Corpus, and then continuing with that radiant little Cantique de Jean Racine by the great French late Romantic composer Gabriel Faure. If you haven't heard these pieces, you don't know what you're missing. Gorgeous little gems of the choral repertory. We'll be moving on with one of the great keyboard concertos, piano concertos, if you will, of Johann Sebastian Bach. I know that Robert has conducted many a great concerto by Bach over the years, so I'm thrilled to say that we'll be doing the D major piano concerto of J.S. Bach with one of the great emerging American pianists, the brilliant young artist Henry Kramer. You may know him from the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center. He also now spends the winter season in his perch as professor of piano at the University of Montreal, but he's made a name for himself all over the world as one of the great young pianists of our time. We actually had Henry perform for us at the Maverick a couple of summers ago, and I knew that I just couldn't wait to work with him on a great concerto, especially by Bach. And so I'm really thrilled that he'll be joining me in this maiden voyage with the Windham Festival Chamber Orchestra. And by the way, I insisted that the orchestra still be called the Windham Festival Chamber Orchestra in honor of my good friends Robert and Magdalena. After intermission, we're going to be closing our evening together with two great works for string orchestra of Italian heritage, one historical, the other contemporary. We'll begin the second half with the Adagio for strings of our good friend Maestro Robert Mano, not only a fine conductor, but a great living American composer. This eloquent and elegant Adagio for strings. We'll finish our evening together with really a symphony for strings in all but name. Arturo Toscanini's string orchestra version of Giuseppe Verdi's one and only string quartet. This work in its string orchestra form, for me, is every bit as magnificent, maybe even more magnificent than the original. It's astonishing to think that Verdi throughout his long, long professional life, only left us one string quartet, no symphonies, and just one quartet. And this is Verdi at his best. It's an amazing, gorgeous piece of music, thrilling and dramatic. And I hope you will join us for that and for the entire evening of what's going to be really a beautiful, beautiful evening together where we get to celebrate and carry on the traditions of Robert and Magdalena. So, again, I hope you'll join me Saturday evening, November 29 at 7 o'clock at the Orpheum Performing Arts Center. And I thank the Catskill Mountain Foundation for making this concert possible. Thanks, and see you there.